You gave them everything. You stayed late when nobody asked you to. You skipped lunch breaks to finish projects. You defended the company in conversations with friends who told you to leave. You turned down other job offers because you believed in what you were building there. You told yourself that loyalty meant something. That one day the people at the top would look down at the list of names and say that one. That one stayed through everything. That one deserves to be protected. And then one ordinary Tuesday morning your manager asks you to come into a room you have never been called into before. And in less than 10 minutes everything you built your professional identity around is gone. Not the person who arrived late every day. Not the person who did the bare minimum and went home at exactly 5 o'clock. Not the newcomer who has been there 8 months. You. The one who stayed. The one who cared. The one who was loyal. If this has happened to you, or if you are sitting in a job right now giving everything you have and something in your gut tells you it will never be enough, this video is going to tell you the truth that your company never will. If this is your first time here, welcome to MindVault. This is the channel that tells you what is actually happening inside your workplace using real psychology and no sugar coating. Subscribe right now and turn on notifications, because what we are about to get into is something every working adult needs to understand before it is too late. Let us go. Reason 1. Loyal employees are the most expensive employees. And companies know it. Here is something your company understands about you that you may have never fully understood about yourself. The longer you stay in a job, the more you cost. Your salary has likely increased over the years. Your benefits have accumulated. Your pension contributions have grown. Your entitlements under employment law have deepened. Meanwhile, the company can hire someone fresh out of university to do a version of your job for 30% less than what you currently earn. That new person comes with no accumulated leave. No long service entitlements. No history of raises that have compounded over a decade. From a purely financial perspective, a loyal, long-serving employee is a liability on a spreadsheet. And here is the part that makes it devastating. Companies do not make redundancy decisions based on who deserves to stay. They make redundancy decisions based on who costs the most to keep. And because you were loyal enough to stay and grow inside the organization, you inadvertently made yourself one of the most expensive people on the payroll. Your loyalty did not protect you. Your loyalty is precisely what made you a target. A study published in the Harvard Business Review found that during economic downturns, companies consistently prioritize cutting high-tenure employees over low-tenure employees, specifically because of salary and benefit differentials. The language used in boardrooms is not "who can we afford to lose?" It is "who can we not afford to keep?" You were not laid off despite your years of service. You were laid off because of them. Reason 2. Loyal employees stop being seen as people. They start being seen as furniture. Think about a piece of furniture in your home that has been there so long you no longer notice it. It was important once. It served a purpose. Maybe you were even proud of it when it was new. But now it is just there. Part of the background. Part of the landscape. So familiar that it has become invisible. This is exactly what happens to loyal employees inside organizations. In the early years of a job, you are visible. You are new energy. You bring ideas. People notice you. Management remembers your name when decisions are being made. You have what psychologists call novelty value, and human beings, including managers, are hardwired to pay attention to what is new. But as years pass, something shifts. You become known. Predictable. Familiar. And familiarity in a workplace does not breed respect the way loyalty culture tells you it will. Familiarity breeds invisibility. The new hire who has been there 6 months is more visible to management than you are after 10 years. Not because they are more talented. Not because they work harder. But because they are new. And newness commands attention in a way that steady, reliable loyalty never will. So when the time comes to make cuts, the loyal employee who has faded into the background of the organization is cut not with malice but with the same casual indifference we feel when we finally decide to replace an old piece of furniture. You were not seen as irreplaceable. You were seen as replaceable and familiar. And familiar things are always the easiest things to let go of. I need to stop here because I know some of you are watching this and feeling something very specific right now. Maybe anger. Maybe recognition. Maybe both. Drop it in the comments below. Have you ever been laid off or watched someone loyal get laid off while newer employees kept their jobs? Tell me what happened. Your story matters here, and I read every single comment on this channel. Loyal employees believe the unspoken promise. And companies use that belief against them. Every toxic workplace runs on an unspoken promise. It is never written in your contract. It is never said out loud in a meeting. But it is communicated constantly through 1,000 small moments over the years. The manager who says we really value people who go the extra mile. The performance review that praises your commitment and dedication. The company away day where the CEO talks about the family they have built together and looks directly at the long-serving employees when they say it. The unspoken promise is this. Stay loyal. Work hard. Put the company first. And when the difficult moments come, we will protect you. Psychologists call this a psychological contract. And unlike a legal contract, a psychological contract has no enforcement mechanism. It exists entirely inside the mind of the employee who believed in it. The company never signed anything. The company never made a legally binding commitment. The company simply allowed you to believe something that was convenient for them to have you believe. Because an employee who believes in the unspoken promise is the most productive and the most compliant employee imaginable. They do not demand raises aggressively. They do not set firm boundaries around their time. They do not keep one eye on the job market because they are emotionally invested in a future inside this organization. They are the perfect employee from a management perspective. Motivated entirely by belief. Controlled entirely by hope. And when the redundancies come and that psychological contract is broken, the damage is not just professional. It is identity level. Because loyal employees do not just lose a job. They lose the story they have been telling themselves about who they are and what their loyalty was worth. That is why being laid off after years of loyalty does not just hurt. It devastates. Because you are not just losing income. You are losing proof that the way you chose to live your professional life meant something. And the company knew this about you the entire time. What you should do right now before it is too late. I am not telling you any of this to make you bitter. I am telling you because understanding the truth is the only thing that can protect you from it. So here is what the psychology actually recommends. Stop making your loyalty unconditional. Loyalty in a professional environment should always be reciprocal. If the company is not actively investing in your growth, your salary, your well-being, and your future, your loyalty should be redirected toward yourself. Keep your network alive. Loyal employees often stop maintaining outside relationships because they feel settled. This is the most dangerous thing you can do professionally. Your network is your safety net and it needs to be maintained whether you plan to use it or not. Document everything you contribute. Loyal employees often suffer from what researchers call contribution invisibility. They do so much for so long that their contributions become assumed rather than recognized. Keep a record of your impact in writing. You will need it either to make your case internally or to take to the next employer who will actually value what you bring. And finally, never let any company be the center of your professional identity. You are not your job title. You are not your years of service. You are a skilled, capable person whose value exists completely independently of any organization that currently employs you. Before you go, I want to ask you one question and I want your honest answer in the comments below. Right now in your current job, are you giving more loyalty than you are receiving back? Yes or no? Just drop it below. Because sometimes seeing your own answer written down is the most clarifying thing you can do. And if this video just gave you language for something you have been feeling but could not explain, share it. Send it to a colleague. Send it to a friend who is giving everything to a company that is giving them nothing back. It might be the most important thing they watch this week. Subscribe to MindVault for more of this every single week. Because next time we are going into something that is going to make you look at your workplace completely differently. I will see you then.